Today we are going to do the fifth stanza of the Ode to a Nightingale by Keats. In the previous stanza, that is the fourth stanza, we saw how Keats wanted to escape from the real world, to be free from his anxieties, and to find solace in the world of the nightingale. Now, in the fifth, we see that he has already left the physical world, and has entered the world of the nightingale, where he does not see with his natural eyes, but with the eyes of imagination. The sense of smell and touch is very strong here, and the stanza is very similar to Keats's Ode to Autumn, which is very famous for his sensuousness. So the stanza begins with, I cannot see what flowers are at my feet, nor what soft incense hangs upon the boughs, but in the embalmed darkness guess each sweet wherewith the seasonal month endows the grass, the thicket, and the fruit tree wild. So we see here that the poet is in the world of the nightingale, but at what time? At night time. And there is no light, and so he has to rely on his other senses to experience things around him. And since he cannot see, he is moving around, he is groping, and as he is walking and staggering, he can feel the flowers that are touching his feet. I cannot see. See the first line? I cannot see. So he cannot see what flowers are at my feet. So he can feel the flowers are at his feet. So here we have the sense of touch. There are an abundance of flowers, not only on the surface of the earth, but also on the trees, because in the next line he says, nor what incense hangs upon the boughs. Now, what is the meaning of incense? Incense is fragrance, and it is a kind of an aromatic material which releases pleasant and fragrant smoke when it is burnt. And spiritually, it is symbolic of an offering to God. So, by incense over here, he means fragrance, fragrance of the flowers and the fruits which are on the branches of the trees. That is, this is a reference to the budding of flowers and fruits. He can smell them. So, here comes the sense of smell. So, in the previous line, we saw the sense of touch. He can feel the flowers at his feet, and in this line we can see his sense of smell, because he can smell the fragrance of the flowers and the fruit. Now you have to imagine, as students of literature, how the poet must be groping around in the darkness, and when your one sense is not working, the other senses become very strong. So his sense of touch and smell is very strong. And then he says, in this embalmed darkness, embalmed means, embalmed is a kind of it's taken from the word, the base word being balm, and balm is a kind of ointment which kind of sort of heals and soothes and provides relief. You must be familiar with using a balm when you get a headache. So it is fragrant, it is sticky, and it has medicinal properties. Now, embalmed darkness means the whole atmosphere of darkness is fragrant, and in this atmosphere of darkness, and which is fragrant, what does he do? He can guess each sweet wherewith the seasonal month endows. Now, in this month of spring, he can guess from the fragrances and from the touch, the endowments, means the bounties of nature that is there in this season. What all he can feel? He can feel the grass, he can feel the thicket, he can experience the dense growth of bushes on the or the trees. Then he can guess the fruit trees by the touch and smell, and also flowers, like he has named a few flowers, that is the white hawthorn, the eglantine, the violet, the musk rose, and the which is full of dewy wine, that is it's filled with the dews. And uh, and um, also here the sound, now here comes the sense of hearing, the sound of summer eves, that is the sound of flies which uh, buzz around in the season of summer. So some of the flowers that he has named over here are both the summer and the spring flowers that are mentioned. So here he seems to experience what, both spring and summer at the same time. So he has completely left the world of reality and is in the world of imagination. And through this changing of seasons, he is also expressing a change in his life. Now, for a deeper understanding, we can take up a few words like when he talks about darkness is embalmed. Mm, it's beautifully put by him. As I told you, balm is that sticky substance which kind of provides relief. In the Bible, embalm was a rare perfume which was used medicinally. Uh, and the word embalm is used to treat a dead body with special substances to delay decomposition, so that the body does not smell, stink, or decay. Now, what he is trying to say is that the whole atmosphere is fragrant, but we can also connect this to the material world of disease, death, fever, and fret, which he talked in the third stanza. So, here, maybe here he is thinking of his impending death. Uh, there is death imagery uh, by the use of words like embalming, fading violets, that is flowers which are short lived, haunt. Now, these are words which are associated with death. So, in a way, he is referring to his own impending death, a premonition of his own death, and there is a note of pessimism here. So, in a world in which even spring has signs of decay. This shows his pessimism. So Keats understood how fragile nature and life are because of his own understanding of mortality. So in this stanza, we see how he longs to experience nature like a bird and seems to be envious of the bird's connection to nature, but because of health issues, he has not been able to experience nature as he would have liked to with a free mind. So, we see here that both the poet and the bird are dealing with the progression of time and change. And even in the midst of pain, we see Keats trying to enjoy this bounty of nature and make the best of it.